Hey everybody, welcome back. Your boy the Lip Medallion here for another episode. It's Thursday before the Army game. How do you guys feel? How you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. Did Saturday's loss sting a little? I hope it did. It should, because you should have left that game saying, we could have won that. We should have won that. Take nothing away from Houston. So I'm not. They took advantage of their opportunities and they won. Give them props. We let them back into it. But I've read where Coach Traylor isn't taking it so well. And as a coach, is that a good thing that he's dwelled on it for 72 hours after the loss? To me, I think it is, because I think he knows that a couple things that they might have overlooked. I mentioned in my last video, it didn't feel like anybody was spying Tune in situations where we kind of needed somebody to spy him. And we kind of went too many times to the well with that deep out route. And I think those are kind of the things that when you sit back and next day, armchair quarterback, backseat driver, whatever, Monday morning quarterback, whatever phrase you want to use, you can look at those and go, yeah, how did I miss that, right? And I think that's what's got him bothered. How did he miss it? He's a prideful man. I mean, he's not going to let pride get in the way of him doing his job or to a point that he's a bad coach. Now, I'm not saying that, but anybody who's competitive has some pride in their performance. We all do, right? If you've done any kind of competition, you're prideful in it. Anyway, so we got to move on. But the one statement, the one thought process is permeating all our minds. Hey, we've got a shot next year in the AAC. Knowing that the two of the three best programs in the AAC. Now, Memphis is down, so there were four, but SMU's taking their place, right? Two of the three are leaving. And we took Houston to task. So we know we can compete. And that's a great thing for us, is that we're on a trajectory to compete. We had 37,000 fans, 37,000 plus fans in the stadium. That means more ticket sales. We keep winning. We'll start getting 40,000, 41,000. And that matters a lot to our program. It doesn't matter the ticket. As long as there's 5,000 more, 10,000 more than what we were averaging before Coach Traylor, that's huge revenue. It adds up. It really does help our program. Anyway, so let's talk about Army. So last time we played Army, we lost our starting quarterback, who was Lowell Narcisse, right? Because Frank was injured. He was being tackled and he got hit low and broke his leg. So we've got to worry about that. But that's part of my commentary here. How do you play the triple option and the way they block? The only way you can play is to get up on them. I think the only way you can play is put 4 down linemen and you go just straight at them and you play a middle linebacker, right? A true middle linebacker. I believe we play more of a 3-4 because Jalen Haynes and McDougall definitely are over the center a lot more, right? So you've got to play them straight up. And you've got to kind of squeeze the middle with your defensive tackles. And they're going to come at you fast. So here's the difference, right? So they're not going to be as big as Houston, but there's the math. And if you're on Rowdy Talk, I'm giving Rowdy Talk a shout out, but there's a certain math teacher on there. He loves math. So anyone that's on there and you see this video, just say, hey, what is F equals MA? What is that? What is that? How's that relevant? Yeah, you'll make his brain explode. It'll be fun. Do it to him. You know who I'm talking about if you're on Rowdy Talk and you've seen this. Anyway, so they're going to use their speed. They're faster exploding off the line, and they're going to create their force by getting to us faster than what Houston, the bigger players, could. Now, we protected Frank Harris pretty good for the size of Houston's defensive line, and we pushed Houston's offensive line around a time or two. And that's good to see. So we're going to have the size advantage. But will they outquick us? You hear that phrase, will they outquick us? We've got to be prepared for that. Because if we let them outquick us, It's going to be a long game. The second thing I would do, I think they threw a sum total of 7 passes. I literally would force them to throw 100% of the time. Make him beat us with the pass. They're in alignments, if I'm not mistaken, they're in alignments that they really only have 2 eligible wide receivers most of the time at the line because the way they line up. Because they typically don't line up off the line. So that means the one's covered is covered, right? And because they have so many in the backfield, they can't be off the line. So that means they really only have on the line of scrimmage eligible one or 2 eligible wide receivers, right? Now, they don't run the typical wishbone, but they typically are off the line with three players. They have their typical 4 in the backfield, but they're not out there at the line getting the quick passes off that they can burn us with quick passes, is what I'm saying. So I think that's what I would look for. And offensively, this is going to be interesting to see because I don't think we ran the ball all that well. We struggled with it. Not that the kids didn't run hard, that Brady or Smith didn't run hard. I don't think we could run the ball. This will be telling if where we stand in as far as our new offensive coordinator. Because we do have a new offensive coordinator, right? We lost our one last year. And forgot where he went. Doesn't really matter where he went, but he's just no longer with us. So that may change things a little bit because the calls, the signals. I would definitely, since we run the read option, right? I would definitely have the running back constantly switching sides. Definitely switching sides. Get on one side, he moves to the other side. Then you run somebody in motion, something like that, right? But I would definitely always have him and then just switch the read for those 2 guys, but then block normal and let him find a hole, right? Based on because that's how the triple option works. The quarterback reads the nose guard or the defensive tackle to the side they go. And that's where he decides to either hand it off or run the pitch, right? Or he keep it, right? And then run the pitch after that. So that's what we're going to have to do. It's going to be telling. Can we get behind them? I think they won't let us get behind them. They're going to play that defense. So throw it short. Yeah. And hopefully we don't experience the unusual amount of drop passes. And that's my final topic of the day. Do we handle the pressure of the rest of the season? Did this finally get the pressure off our kids? Because you get a season of 12-2 last year. They know they had to play their best, and they really did play their best. But some of those passes dropped are really, those are probably nerves. It's like you see it in the PGA, right? You see it in professional golf. That 12-inch putt, all of a sudden the players definitely taking a lot more time. You can see it. You'll see him tremble a little bit. Maybe if you watch close enough, he'll back away. Whereas, it's round 1, round 2 of the tournament. They just walk up and knock it in, right? And that's what separates the greats from the not so greats, from the goods, right? From the above average. If we clean that up, I think we're going to have a really good season. Now, I talked to you guys and I mentioned that don't be surprised if we finish 1-3 out of conference. And that's okay. But if we get this Army game and we get TSU, then expect a 10 win, a chance at a 9 or 10 win season. We have that chance. Knowing what we just did with Houston, and this has provided Houston truly is a top 25 team. I'm not taking away they aren't. I think they are. They passed my eye test, right? If they're truly a top 25 team, then that tells me that there's no reason why we can't run the table. I'm not looking forward, but I'm just setting expectations. I'll still stick with it. Expect 7 or 8 wins. That means 1-3 out of conference, or 2-2 out of conference, and then 6-2 in conference, or 7-1, depends, right? I don't see how that's not on the table. Every team we play is going to bring it. Every team we play is going to bring it. We have to be prepared. When we're in those stands, I hope I see another 35,000 people making a ton of noise, because it was definitely hard on Houston. Definitely hard on them. And for a team that's used to playing fast and playing without verbal communication to make those mistakes, that means a lot. That means we really got into them. And that's great. That's what we've got to look at. Now, Rowdy is here. Rowdy's ready to go. I'm ready to go. I've got to just buy a battery for the medallion, and that medallion will be lit. That's where I got the name for the channel. Just reminding everybody. I think our season looks good. And reading that trailer, in summary, I think our season looked good. Reading that trailer kind of stewed over the Houston game makes me happy, right? He broke his own rule, but he's a coach, right? And he's got to be way more analytical, right? You can forget about it, but you can be a little upset. Players, there's nothing they can do about it. But a coach, absolutely, right? He can see, I didn't put my players in the right position. And that's what he's worried about, making that mistake again, right? But he's going to learn from it. We know that. We've got our guy. And it is a great feeling to be a road runner. And I am telling you right now, 7-5, I'm happy. I'm happy. I can't say it any other way. Now, let's talk about tailgating, UTSA tailgating. Let's give our tailgate out a shot. I think we win a lot. I think we get a lot of W's in the parking lot. I went to 4 different tailgates, and not a single one of them asked for money, right? Hey, you want a beer? You want a shot? I had a Blue Hawaiian shot. I had a rum kombucha shot, however you say that thing. I had myself a 24-ounce St. Arnold's Lawnmower. I got myself a margarita at another tailgate. I mean, I'm surprised I just wasn't slobber knockered and I remember any of the game, but I remember all the game. I'm still processing it because it's so late, right? But anyway, let's see how we handle the defense. Let's see if we can't use our size and we outquick their offensive line. If we outquick their offensive line, then I think we can make it an easy game. But we've got to be able to do that. Anyway, Roadrunners, I'm not going to be at the game. And those of you that travel safe, have fun. And I'll get back to you after the game. Peace out, Roadrunners.